delivering quality education, expanding access to learning, serving learners' learning needs, tackling challenges of the present time, supporting every learner's dream, reaching young Tagumeños where they are today. From the music capital of the Philippines, advancing in the challenge of distance learning, the official TV-based instruction of DepEd Tagum City, bringing you quality education straight to your home. Plug yourself in. This is DepEd TV. Tara na!
Good day, everyone! It's me, Teacher Jean, your adventure partner. Welcome to the 4th episode of Scientific Journey, where learning becomes easy once you explore our lesson. So, be ready, for we will answer your what, why, and how questions. Let's discover the beauty and wonders of Science 8, only here at Salida TV. Are you ready to venture another day of learning? Okay, students, let's start our adventure by playing the game entitled Unscramble Jumble. The objective of the game is to rearrange or unscramble the letters to form a word. I will provide the definition of the jumbled letters that serves as your guide in arranging the letters into correct sequence to form the right or exact word. You only have 5 seconds to write the correct word in any piece of paper. Are you now ready, grade 8 students? Yeah! Let's start the game! Number 1. The jumbled letters are. This word means a fuzzy, luminous, big dirty snowball composed of gas, rock, and dust wrapped around a big ball ice. What is the correct word? Marvelous! The correct word is comets. Number 2. The jumbled letters are. This word refers to objects from outer space that pass through Earth's atmosphere. What is the correct word? Great! The correct word is meteors. Number 3. The jumbled letters are. This word refers to simply rocky or metallic objects that orbit the sun. What is the correct word? Awesome! The correct word is asteroids. Number 4. The jumbled letters are. This word means the center of the comet made of frozen water. What is the correct word? Amazing! The correct word is nucleus. Number 5. The jumbled letters are. This word means an area where many asteroids orbit the Sun in a region between Mars and Jupiter. What is the correct word? Incredible! The correct word is asteroid belt. Excellent, students! I know you got all the items correctly. I'm happy to know that you can still recall important scientific terms which you learned from your previous level. Come on, students, let us know our lesson objectives. This session will cover our most essential learning competency, that is to compare and contrast comets, meteors, and asteroids. Specifically, you will learn the following lesson objectives. First, know the origin of comets, meteors, and asteroids. Second, describe the characteristics of comets, meteors, and asteroids. And lastly, determine the components of comets, meteors, and asteroids. Have you experienced observing the night sky waiting for a falling star and making a wish? Or be a spectator of a meteor shower? Can you still recall your lola or lolo talking about bad omen the moment a comet will appear in the sky? This lesson will help you understand how our comets, meteors, and asteroids form. But before we start, make sure you have your pen, paper, and self-learning modules with you so you can write all the things that you will learn from today's episode. Now, students, please open your self-learning module to page 6, Module 6. Are you ready to begin our space adventure? All right, let's explore together.
What's the difference between comets, asteroids, meteoroids, meteors, and meteorites? Let's start with a comet. Way back then, comets were unpredictable and mysterious, and most people thought they were some sort of evil omen and believed such appearance will foretell bad news. At present, we know that comets are part of our solar system family. They are made up of materials left after the sun, the planets, and the moon were formed.
A comet is a fuzzy, luminous, big, dirty snowball composed of gas, rock, and dust wrapped around a big ball of ice. This amazing phenomenon in the sky moves very slowly and remains for weeks before fading out of view. As comets pass close to the sun, they heat up and spew gases and dust into a glowing head that can be larger than a planet. The parts of the comet consist of a coma, which envelopes and hides the nucleus from our view. And nucleus is the center of the comet, made of frozen water. The head is a combination of the head and the coma, and the tails are formed from the dust and gases that stretches away from the sun. The coma and the tail are the most noticeable parts of the comet, as seen from Earth. We see these parts of the comet because they glow and form two tails, an ion tail, which is bluish, and a dust tail that is yellow and composed of neutral sodium atoms. Where do comets come from? Most comets are found at the outer edge of the solar system, beyond the orbit of Pluto, in a region called Kuiper Belt. Comets are occasionally pushed by gravity into orbits bringing them closer to the Sun, and are called short-period comets, as it takes less than 200 years to orbit the Sun. Comet appearance is predictable because they have passed by before. On the other hand, a comet that is less predictable are the so-called long-period comets, many of which come from a region called the Oort cloud. It would take 30 million years of such comet to make one trip around the Sun. Halley's Comet is the most famous comet. It's a great example of a short-period comet. and makes an appearance once every 76 years and is set to return in 2061. You can now mark your calendar for its next arrival. Other comets are long-period comets that can make up to 1 million years to orbit the Sun. Hale-Bopp comet is an example. Next are asteroids. Asteroids, sometimes called minor planets, are simply rocky or metallic objects that orbit the Sun, in the same way that the planets orbit. It is believed that asteroids are remnants left over from the early formation of our solar system, about 4.6 billion years ago. Asteroids come in all sizes and shapes. Ceres is the largest of the asteroids. Many asteroids orbit the Sun in a region between Mars and Jupiter. This area is called the asteroid belt. Jupiter plays a big role in preventing asteroids from constantly bombarding the inner planets by pulling the asteroids outward. How's the learning exploration so far, students? Always remember to take note the important information in a piece of paper. By taking notes, you can easily remember what you learned from the lesson. Got it? Way to go! Have you tried gazing the starry night and wishing upon a falling star? Or be a spectator of an amazing phenomena that only the meteor shower can make you feel the wonders of the sky. Let's continue our space adventure as we explore what are meteors, meteorites, and meteoroids. Meteors are objects from outer space that pass through Earth's atmosphere. They may even be asteroids, tiny meteoroids, or the grains of dust from tails of dying comets. Meteoroids are small particles and not bigger than a grain of sand that orbit our Sun. Now, when these meteoroids enter our planet's atmosphere, it produces brilliant streaks of light that is visible in our sky. These visible streaks of light and the particles that are moving in our atmosphere are what we call meteors, or simply shooting stars or falling stars. Meteorites are rocks from space that have been landed on Earth's surface. They may have been fragments of past meteor impacts, hundreds, thousands, or millions of years ago. To understand more about our lesson, let's recall what we have learned today, shall we? Comets are made up of gas, dust, ice, and rocks. The comet is basically composed of the nucleus, the coma, the head, and the tail. Comets can either be short-period or long-period comets. The most famous comet of all is Halley's Comet. Asteroid is often referred to as minor planets, are simply rocky or metallic objects that orbit the Sun in the same way that planets orbit. The asteroid belt is a group of asteroids between the orbits of Jupiter and Mars. Meteoroid is any piece of asteroid, comet, or even lunar material that has been detached or chipped off after some collisions and that has been veered off and pulled toward a larger gravitational body. Meteor. A meteoroid that enters Earth's atmosphere becomes a meteor. It burns up as it travels through the atmosphere, producing a streak of light. Trivia! Did you know that there are larger and denser meteors that pass the mesosphere? It is called fireball. Fireball. A meteor that burns as it travels through our atmosphere, leaving behind very bright streak of lights. Sometimes, it is even visible during the day. This rare phenomenon is the result of a meteoroid that is larger or denser than usual. Meteorite. When a meteoroid does not completely burn up as it travels through the atmosphere, the fragment found on the ground is called a meteorite. Okay, students, I'm sure that you can still remember our discussion earlier. This time, let us answer the activity entitled Fill the Box. Now, here's the direction. Fill the appropriate box with a given statement or phrase that best describes the characteristics of a comet, asteroid, and meteor. You will be given 5 seconds to fill the box with the correct statement or phrase, and then I will give the correct answer. Are you now ready, grade 8 students? Let's start! First characteristic, a shooting star. Where do you think it belongs? You're right, it belongs to meteors. Second characteristic, orbits between Mars and Jupiter. Where do you think it belongs? Check, it belongs to asteroids. Third characteristic, can be found in the Oort cloud or Kuiper belt. Where do you think it belongs? Great! It belongs to comets. Fourth characteristic. An example is Ceres. Where do you think it belongs? Excellent! It belongs to asteroids. Last characteristic. Its appearance is a sign of bad omen. Where do you think it belongs? Perfect! It belongs to
Comet.
Good job, students! I know you were able to answer the test correctly. You may read and answer the activity 2 in Let Us Practice More on page 13. And completing the statement in activity, let us remember on page 16. Got it? Way to go! Hope that you have learned something new today. Thank you so much for joining us, and please make sure to be with us in the next episode. Only here at Salida TV in collaboration with DepEd TV. Tara na! Again, this is Teacher Jean saying, some people appear as comets in our life. They burn with so brightness and fast that they don't last.
Abot kamay sa liga ng Pilipina, ang nagkakay sa tagumpay.
Mga kabataan, huwag panghinaan. Sa Lidala Filipina ay bigyan daan. Ito ay magbibigay ng kaalaman. TV naman ngayon ang inyong paaralan. Mahirap man ang inyong sitwasyon, tayo ay magtulungan para sa edukasyon. Bawat isa ay mayroong misyon, matutong mabuti, maging inspirasyon.
Sa liga ng Pilipina, ang iyong pangarap ay kikislaw. Sa liga ng Pilipina,